It's Daliso Chaponda! Okay. Hello, and welcome to the CoronaCast Comedy Show. If this is your first time tuning in, this is a show where I, Daliso Chaponda, stand-up comedian, as many other live entertainers, frustrated by COVID, not having a live audience, instead entertains you, the people of YouTube, people of the universe, whether you be catching me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, or any other platform. It's very good to have you in the house. Good to have you in the house. If you are in the chat, please just say hello, just to make sure that I am broadcasting on all of the channels. There was a little bit of a problem earlier. On my last broadcast, so I'm just making sure that it is broadcasting everywhere. Yes, hello, we've got some people on YouTube. I think we've got some people on Facebook. Is there any Twitch person? We've got some Twitch too. Okay, excellent. It's broadcasting to Daliso Chaponda fan page. It's not broadcasting to Daliso Chaponda page, but at the same time, I think most of my fans are on Daliso Chaponda fan page. Okay, let's get to it. Hold on, sorry, I'm distracted because I am currently just sharing it to the other platform. Share now. Done. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Voila! Hello and welcome to the CoronaCast Comedy Show. Today's show. It's been an exciting week. I didn't do Thursday or Friday because I was preparing for the Royal Variety Show, which I did yesterday. I did the Royal Variety Show yesterday, but I'm not going to talk about it. Because I have got a thing called cancellation anxiety. Now, all entertainers generally have this. Whenever you do something really big and important nowadays, right? Whatever if you appear on a TV show or anything like that, until it airs, there is part of you which now has part of me that has an irrational fear that it's going to be canceled, or I'm going to be taken out of it because I say something stupid about it, or I say something embarrassing about it. So right now, I've got Royal Variety, me getting canceled from it, anxiety. So I'm not talking about it. I'm not even talking about anything to do with royalty. If somebody says, did you enjoy the movie Royal Tenenbaums? I'll say, don't try to trap me. Like, do you like royal jelly? Don't talk to me. Don't. Leave me alone. Until it airs, I'm not mentioning it because I am very excited about it and I want to stay on the show. So I will answer all my questions, but I'm not talking about it. But you will, on December 8th, all of you everywhere in the world, be able to watch this show, which I did. So it's good to be back. Also, yesterday was my birthday. Ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I turned 41, ladies and gentlemen. It was a very busy day filming, but it was my birthday. And I will say this. Aging is interesting. I have a number of jokes about aging. This is one of my old jokes about aging. It's like, this happened around a year ago, actually. I dropped a coin. I didn't pick it up. I did the math in my head, and the strain on my knees was not worth picking up that coin, right? And I think as you get older, the denomination you're willing to bend over for goes up. Like, my dad's in his 70s. He could drop 20 quid and just be like, nah, just leave it there. It's not worth it. It's like the rings of the inside of a tree. Aging is odd. Right? You start to like what you like. That's one of the big things of aging. You start to like, this is the music I like. These are the books I like to read. You start not wanting to try out new things. Like, I remember it always used to frustrate me that my mom would want to stick to the old crappy thing. Like, she had an old crappy phone. Terrible phone. I bought her a new fancy phone, which was 10 times better. And she stuck with her crappy phone, and she would keep the fancy phone at home, right? and she would just travel with a crappy phone, and we were all telling her the new phone's much better, everything better, and she's like, but I like this one. I've always used this one. So I'm getting to that point. That I'm starting to like what I like. I remember getting just an update request from Windows. Do you want update 7.62? And I was like, no! I like it as it is now! Why you want to change it? I got overly vexed when they changed the layout of Twitter or when they changed the layout of Instagram. Like, why you gotta change things? Why everything gotta change? Right? I'm starting to become aged in knowing what I like. What else? When you go to doctors, it's very different as you get older. It's definitely very different as you go older, because one thing I've noticed as you get older is I used to go to the doctor for one thing, right? I would always go of like, oh, I've got the flu, let me go to the doctor. Or I've got bad headaches, let me go to the doctor. I'd go for one thing. Now, whenever I go, there's a list. I've got a little notebook that I keep, and like every time I see the doctor, I'm like, okay, I've got something underneath my tongue which causes like a little squirting. I've got a little ear thing. It's now always a list. And I'm only 41. I wonder when I'm 70, I'm going to just like pull out like a book of ailments and say, well, this is everything that's going on, right? So I've definitely multiplied. Also, another thing though, this is something I also think is as you get older, you can go one of two ways. You can either become more judgmental, because everybody's judgmental of other people to an extent, but I feel as people get older, they either get more judgmental and really dig in their heels, or they become more and more forgiving. And I think I've gone that way. I've become more and more forgiving and more inclined to see the other side, to the side that I'm now seeing the side of people who I never thought I would be. I'm looking back at people who bullied me when I was a kid. I'm like, damn, I would have bullied that idiotic bastard too. Lil Deliso was irritating. I would have bullied him too. But also those of you who have had a bad year, I've got good news for you. Because everybody's been thinking it's been bad year because it was 2020. And they've all been like, it's been a bad year because it was 2020. And they're just waiting for it to become 2021. I've got good news for you. It actually was only a bad year because I was 40. Right? I became 40 and just everything negative started happening. So don't worry. The good times have come because Deliso is 41. You didn't even know. Malawians know that Deliso's name means blessing, right? I am tapped into the universe, and the blessings, they stopped at 40, right? Anyway. But actually, it's interesting. I was thinking about this entire thing where people are blaming the year 2020. Like, oh, fuck 2020. Like it's an evil year, like it's a bad year. And I started to actually think, is it actually the worst year we've had? Is this the worst year? Okay. Started doing some research, looking into other possible candidates for the worst year ever. One possibility is 1347, when there was the Black Death. Now, I immediately became very defensive. I'm like, why you asses gotta call it the Black Death, huh? Why is it always negative? Why you always have to throw black when it's negative, huh? Like blackmail, huh? Why? What's wrong with you? Why it could be the Black Death? And then I saw actually that it's a disease which makes the lymph nodes black. And I had to dial it back. I was like, oh, oops, I guess you weren't being racist. But I know you fuckers were racist anyway in 1347, huh? But no, not in that case. In the naming, it was just an apt description for the death, the Black Death. So that was a hardcore one that killed approximately 60% of Europe, right? And they kept sailors in ships for 40 days. One of the ways in which they stopped the Black Death was they started the quarantines. Quarantining came from there. It's called quarantine actually because it comes from the French for 40 is courant. So they used to put people in essentially lockdown, in quarantine 40 days on their ships, the sailors, before they could come over. Now I don't know if it's depressing that essentially the same method. The same basic method is being used between 1347 and now. Right? Wouldn't it be amazing if we were doing something a little bit different to fight the quarantine? But anyway, so to fight the pandemic. So that was another one. And then I started looking at other years, like the Holocaust, middle of the Holocaust, smallpox, wars. And I thought, screw that. I want to just do an episode where I'm looking at all the depressing times in history. That would not be something that I want to talk about. So I was like, actually, let me flip the script, okay? Let me flip the script, people. Let me flip the script and instead try to think of what were the best years in history. Best years in history. Now, that's difficult to pinpoint because what is... Oops. Have I frozen? I seem to have frozen, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no. I'm moving again. Let's just consider it like a Vogue move. But either way, what I'm saying, what was the best year in history? That's the question. What is the best year? Now, there are lots of different criteria. Now, some people's criteria is saying that the best years in history are the ones directly after a terrible year. Okay, so one example is 1918, the year after the Great War. There was cheering throughout Europe, the Mediterranean, the Middle East. Everybody was happy, right? Happy to be done with the war. Another one, 1946, year after World War II. Everybody's happy. Everybody's happy the year after a terrible thing happened. So maybe as soon as we're after coronavirus, we're going to be happy as hell. So that's one way. Because I'm thinking the day after Corona is officially over, I'm going crazy. I'm going to party. I'm going to have an orgy, right? I'm sorry to tell you about that. I'm sorry to tell you. You didn't know that this was part of what's going on. There's going to be there's an orgy. Look, we need to have an orgy, people. There is an orgy. You do not understand. I arrange great orgies. People are judging my orgies before they've ever been in one, right? If there was like, there's a Michelin star system where they judge restaurants. If they were judging orgies, Delisos get 5 Michelin stars. 5 Michelin stars, okay? They almost would want to throw in 6 Michelin stars because, there were 6 people there, right? You're not a Christian woman. You started out a Christian woman and you were chased away because of your sinful ways. Okay, well, let's keep going. So I think they're going to be parties. I think they're going to be orgies. We're all going to go crazy the day after the coronavirus, okay? We've got 2 people in the chat who say they're in on the orgy. We see, we're getting started, right? Next on, ladies and gentlemen, other ways that people consider the best years in history is, looking at inventions. Time people discovered people. Some people propose 1665, the year of Newton's breakthrough of gravity, or, when Robert Hooke discovered cells in vegetable tissues. Year of discoveries, a lot of people, right? Other people would actually just say that as time has gone forward, things have got better. So before coronavirus, a lot of people argued that 2019 was the best year ever. Because as much as it's easy to be negative, when you actually looked, fewer people were killed by violence than previous years, fewer people starved, and there's still a lot of problems. But if you look at the cumulative planet, we actually do seem to have been going forward because of new technology, better medicine, and so on and so forth, right? So I apply it now to my life. Okay, I'm 41, trying to look at my life. What is the best year of my life? If we look at that thing of, if we look at the year of discovery, what year is it? Is it the year that I discovered girls? Huh? Is that the best year? Or would it maybe the year that I discovered that I love writing? Right? If I was looking at criteria, would that be the best year? Or maybe it would be the year that I did Britain's Got Talent. That was a year which changed a lot of my life, but it can't be that year because, yes, I discovered Britain's Got Talent that year, but that was also the year my dad was arrested, and that was also the year I had a partner get pregnant with someone else's child. So that was one brilliant thing and 2 negative things, so I don't think it was that year. But it's very hard when you look back on your year to think, what was your best year? Was it the year after something terrible happened in my life? Probably not. So I was trying to think, what year was the best in my life? And then I actually started to think that maybe I have to look at what year was I the best person? What year was I the best version of myself? Because I always have the same New Year's resolution, and that New Year's resolution is to be a better person. Be a better person than I was the year before. That's always my resolution. And I was trying to think, which year was I the best person if we just looked at statistics, and I realized that's probably this year. Okay? Because it's easy to be selfish. It's easy to get lost in your own career or your own thing. I think this year we've all been more charitable. Well, I think I have. I don't know if other people have. Like, you end up like offering favors for people. You end up like supporting people who need support, checking to see if people are okay, calling your family more. And then I realized, oh crap, all the years when I was praying, hey, can I be a better person? God fulfilled that by making the world fall apart. So that I was forced to, I take it back, God, okay? I take back that prayer. I actually would like to pray that the world is a good enough place that I can be a total shit again, okay? Please, don't make me good. But jokes aside, I think it's been a tough year, but it has brought out the best in lots of us, right? We've been doing a lot more than we did. So on that positive note, I'm about to check out, but before I go, let me look at the chat, see what people are saying. Hello to everybody. People saying, can you see the comments? I can see the comments. So Red Bull 759 says the best year was 1974. Please explain why it was 1974. Tricky says Maz Jobrani and Omid Jalili are good Iranian comedians. Indeed they are. I don't know Jobrani, but I know Omid Jalili. He's absolutely brilliant. What else do we have? In the house? Somebody says hello to Chelsea. Hello Emir Brak. Good to have you in the house. Excellent. What is my favorite video game? Asked Dreamwalker. My favorite video game, even though I don't play it, but it was one called Dragon Age several years ago. Came out back when I had the time to play video games a lot, because now I have deadlines and things like that. Now I can only play, there's a game called Hearthstone, which is very quick. You can play a whole game in like 5 minutes. But back when I used to be able to waste my life and play video games for 4 hours, that's the game which I loved. I loved like Dungeons and Dragons type adventures. That's what I enjoyed. Raymond Jongte says, is my head green, or is that the light effect? My head is green, okay? Don't judge me for having a green head. I got a green head. I'm proud of the green head.
You got a green head?
Apparently, I have a green head.
No, your head's just shiny.
My head's shiny.
Like a mirror.
My head's shiny. Indeed. Am I on a sugar rush, some people say, or am I affected by the full moon?
What? No, that's just what Deliso sounds like, guys.
This is just what Deliso is. This is Deliso's, my constant state is a sugar rush. I think they meant my energy, not my voice.
That's just what you sound like.
Okay, what is oatmeal? ? That is a very strange question. How do you not know what oatmeal is? Anyway, let's keep going. P.S. Try not to cry. I'm not sure. I should have read these in order. Oh, Robin Deb says, don't have orgies over 40, mate. You just have an awkward corner you stand in while the young people do it. I don't know what orgies you've gone to. Actually, it's the opposite. It's mostly older people, because young people, they're not that experimental, really, actually. It's older couples swinging and doing shit like that. Young people, they just have sex and they're satisfied. Okay, let's keep going. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Do I have a joke about Iran and the Middle East? I do have a joke about Iran. I do have a joke about... Well, no, don't specifically have a joke about Iran, the country. I have a joke about an Iranian politician, but that's not quite the same thing. But yes, as someone pointed your way to Omid Jalili, he's definitely a good one to do. And VJ says, you have watched my BGT videos 100 times over. That's very good, actually. I'm a bad promoter. I should have actually taken a moment to do a little bit of promoting. If you like my BGT videos, on December the 8th, I am going to be on the Royal Variety. You can catch that on TV in the UK and in other places in the world, but at different times. I know in Australia they show it on New Year's. They show it at different times places on the world it's going to be airing. And then any of those of you who are in England, I am about to do a UK tour. Called Apocalypse Not Now. You can see the poster over there, okay? This is the poster. That's the poster, right? Buy tickets, right? It's going to start February. A lot of uncertainty about what we're going to be doing in February. It's going to be COVID compliant, okay? So if come February we are still in tears, the tour is going to work around the tours. It might be socially distant, or we just might move the dates forward. But either way, you buy a ticket, you are guaranteed you will get to see You Make Me Laugh in a safe place, in a safe time somehow. So go to africancomedian.com, buy tickets. Now, if you're not in the UK and you're like, what? Coming to here? This tour, I'm staying in the UK first because of the uncertainty of COVID. And as things get more stable, as we know more about vaccines and so on and travel rules, and I know that I can go to places without having to quarantine for 2 weeks, then I'm going to start coming to other places in the world. So, knowing that that's going to happen, with optimism in your heart, go to africancomedian.com. And if you're not in the UK, join the mailing list. And when I am coming to your country, you will find out and you can come see me live. Indeed. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Sarah Hall asks, am I looking forward to Christmas? How do I celebrate? I'm not really looking forward to Christmas because, I would normally go home to Malawi, celebrate with my family, but I cannot go home to Malawi and then quarantine there for 2 weeks and then come back here and then quarantine here for 2 weeks. And, I have so many, even just Zoom shows and, I'm going to go on tour. It doesn't make sense to lose 4 weeks because of quarantining. So I'm probably just going to stay here. I don't know what I'll do for Christmas. I don't know if Chelsea will still be here. I don't know. Get a tree or something.
We're going to decorate the plant.
We'll decorate the plant. Okay, we'll decorate the plant. I've got a fake plant here. Okay, we'll put stars on it. Right, we'll put an angel on it or something like that. I'll etch it. We'll cook. We'll have a blast, we'll have a blast. Truth is, you can have fun if you want to have fun, if you got good people around you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll have fun with this good person over here in some form. And probably Zoom call my family, who I normally would be with. Thankfully, there is technology to fill the gap of distances. Do I know how to swim, Mrs. Red Bull? Of course I know how to swim. What makes you think I can swim? I can swim like a boss. I swim like a fish, baby. Malawi, a lake. We got a lake. Malawians can swim.
Someone just asked you if you can swim.
Yeah, they're just curious. Hey, I asked for questions. All questions are acceptable. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is about time for the CoronaCast to check out. I believe I will. Okay, so a lot of you always want to know which days they're CoronaCast and which days they aren't, okay? So, tomorrow, there is not a CoronaCast. I am recording an episode of Sarah Millican's radio show. She's got me on as a guest, so I will not be around. So noted then. Wednesday, oh dear. This is the Royal Variety Effect. I won't be around on Wednesday either because I am filming something for ITV. I'm not around on Thursday. Oh no! Oh no! Ladies and gentlemen, the only day you know what I'm gonna do. So in terms of the live CoronaCast, it's not gonna be a live CoronaCast till Friday, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna film. I didn't even know this silly image came on. What I'm gonna do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to film like some YouTube stuff. So I'm going to put some stuff which I pre-record and put out there. So I won't be interacting with you, but I'll film a few episodes. Maybe I'll film them tomorrow, and I will put them up through the week just to keep you entertained, put up some old jokes from my DVD and stuff. And then the next full episode will be on on Friday. So